Since Taylor Swift tickets went on sale for Friday's concert right here in Indianapolis. But it's a different type of song in town tonight. It's Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics, the reigning champions. He continues to be an unimpeachable scorer for the world champs. Meanwhile, for the Indianapolis Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton still the catalyst for this high-powered offense, still trying to find its footing here early in the season. They come in at 1-3. Welcome everyone to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash. And this is the first meeting of the season between these two Eastern Conference contenders. A lot of anticipation in the air tonight for this run. Hello everybody, I'm Mark Jones, courtside along with Jay Billis. George Sedano joining us in just a moment. Jay, the NBA hasn't had a repeat champion in the last 6 years, but everything so far shows that the Celtics have not gotten intoxicated on their own success from a season ago.
It's an expertly constructed basketball team, and one thing is for sure, every player that Joe Mazzulla puts on the floor can shoot it. A lot of teams space the floor, but Boston can stretch the defense because they've got 5 players on the floor at all times that can shoot it. They play 5 out. They're going to get 2 to play 1 and then play out of it, put you into rotation and then put you into scramble. But having this many guys that can fire it up, they're putting up historic numbers, taking 50 threes per game after 4 games. Hitting 43% of those threes, that's leading the NBA, and they're making 21.5 threes per game. That's 11.5 more than their opponents. They've hit 86 threes on this young season. Their opponents just 40. The math doesn't work out. You got to make a lot of 2s to make up for all those threes raining down on you. But hey, they all got to be hippos tonight.
Somebody is going to lose the battle. Who's the lion? Who's the hippo? We're going to find out. We do know that Spicy Pete, Pascal Siakam, is a guy that Rick Carlisle, coach of the Pacers, can really lean into to get some extra buckets tonight. We'll be back with more courtside on the other side of this break.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball.
Tatum still trying to regain his footing and his wits, being attended to by the athletic training staff. This is how it happened. Some not so friendly fire, inadvertent. Back after this.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor.
His team to get into 2-on-1 situations and play out of it.
We have a timeout on the floor. Pacers with a 7-point lead when we come back.
Gives up a layup and then gets a 3 to end the first quarter.
3
That's
is more
time.
than 2.
Big time.
Derek White at the buzzer. He's got 7. Car Watch brought to you by GoDaddy.
Well, Pascal Siakam, who's just 6'8", but he's got a 7'3" wingspan. He is an outstanding player. He can shoot from 3. He can get to the rim. Excellent in the post and off to a good start in this one. Peyton Pritchard. And he has developed into one of the most valuable bench players in the NBA. You leave him open, Peyton Pritchard is going to find the bottom of the net. That didn't touch anything but net. Much more difficult for the Celtics to move the ball and find open threes.
Last year, Boston had a historically efficient offensive rating. Well over 120. We have a timeout on the floor. Joe Mazzulla going to draw one up when we come back. Off the call on the floor. They're going to take another look at it and adjudicate this call.
And this might come down to how long Halliburton's fingernails are. That's about all that touched.
Well, today's not Manny and Petty Wednesday, Jay.
It is for me.
He took the glossy finish.
Just barely touched them.
Back after this. The end of the first half. Indiana with arguably its best offensive first half of this young season so far. They put 67 on the board, most of them courtesy of Pascal Siakam. Spicy P with a lot of seasoning for the Celtics. Welcome back, everyone, to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm, here from the Circle City, Indianapolis, where speed is like currency. As we take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Chewy, the number that really pops off the screen for you, the bench points in favor of the Pacers, and boy, they've limited Boston to just 8 makes so far. Timeout called by Rick Carlisle. Drew Holiday, one of the top two-way players in the NBA. He's got power steering and power brakes. Look at this. Back after this. Hey, don't forget, coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader, as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the frontrunners for the MVP award this year, and coming off a fantastic summer with Basketball Canada in the Olympics. One of the top scorers and one of the top steals players a season ago. Yeah, he's feeling himself a little bit. It's been a minute.
Ben Mathurin taking advantage of a switch that was not aggressive. Jason Tatum doesn't switch up. Mathurin makes
through the bucket as the horn sounded, but Boston has cut the lead down to a tenuous 14. Tatum with 24.
You take away his three-point shot, and he's still got the ability to hurt you at the rim.
The Pacers with their best offensive showing of the season. John Halliburton, Tyrese's dad, dapping up McConnell on the court there. Back after this.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long.
Well, Indiana has done this with defense. Alert out front on the ball screen, and then they get in a situation where Isaiah Jackson has to play too. Derek White and then Horford in the corner. An uncharacteristic turnover from Drew Holiday. And then the Pacers are off to the races. 13 turnovers in this game, but yet, you know, there's still plenty of time in this one. Was as powerful as Boston is, this game is far from over.
Remember, this is the top three-point shooting team in the association. 8:13 to play, plenty of time. And the San Antonio Spurs taking on Chet Holmgren, SGA, and the Thunder. Last year, the big fella led the NBA in blocks, and I can remember a season ago, Coach Popovich telling me that they didn't have enough players that could throw him a lob. Well, Chris Paul is in uniform now, and he's averaging. Knocks down the first. Hey, tip off your weekend with our ESPN NBA Friday double dip. The Magic squaring off against the Cavs at 7 Eastern. Then it's out to Minnesota, where the Timberwolves host the Nuggets. NBA Countdown gets it all started at 6:30. Jay, I'm extremely excited about watching Anthony Edwards. Has it to within 3 with 1:04 to play.
Wouldn't let Tyrese Halliburton get the ball back and took advantage of Mathurin. This is what the pride of a champion looks like.
Boston Celtics in the midst of a 9-0 run that has brought this game back to within 3. Tatum has been huge at the offensive end, as has Derek White. And then right here, man, Peyton Pritchard really ignited that sequence with his ball pressure, like right here against Halliburton. Gainbridge Fieldhouse stunned.
And not surprisingly, Jason Tatum with the step back over Halliburton. We got more to play.
29 points in all, as the Pacers get their second win of the season to improve to 2-4. Halliburton was huge, but not as big as Siakam with the deciding shot. For Jay Billis, George Sedano, I'm Mark Jones. Thanks for watching. So long from Indianapolis. Coming up next, Spurs and Thunder with Dave Pasch, Tim.